Hello everyone, my name is Niko Amii, and this is my review of Pokken Tournament. Now, Pokken Tournament is a game exclusively for the Wii U, and rightfully so. I think if this was a 3DS title, it wouldn't have been half as good, because honestly, this is the best looking Pokemon game we've ever had, and it being on the 3DS would have hindered that. So I'm really happy it was chosen to be exclusively on the Wii U, as I see it's a really good fit for it. There's a controller. I'm just getting at all the basic stuff that you need to know. There's a controller for it that you can buy. I think it's like $30, and it's kind of like one of the arcade-like buttons that you can use. So if you want to have a more natural experience, you can buy that. So anyways, onto the game itself. The game is an extremely beautiful, addictive, fun game that basically is Tekken / Street Fighter / Mortal Kombat fused with Pokemon. Now, at first that might sound stupid to anyone who isn't a Pokemon fan, but if you're a Pokemon fan like me, this sounds like the thing you've been waiting for ever since ever since you first touched Pokemon. This is something you've always wanted. We've had things like other side games like Pokemon Ranger and even Mystery Dungeon where you got to play as a Pokemon, but you never got to play Pokemon just like this, where you're literally a Pokemon fighting another Pokemon, just basically like a dog fight. It's crazy the fights you have in this game. It can get so intense. That's one of my favorite things about it. So onto the fighting system itself. The game is, like I said, focused kind of like Tekken. It has a very unique and cool different modes. There is a field mode and a field phase mode where you get to use your far off attacks, like your range attacks. Things like a side beam or a flamethrower would be good here. Then there's also dual phase where you have more close combat, no Pokemon pun intended, fighting. And that's more the traditional fighter, like Mortal Kombat like stage. I like field phase a bit more just because I like more ranged attacks. As you can see here, this is my own gameplay I had when I was playing earlier today, and yeah, as you can see, it's a Blaziken versus Blaziken, and Blaziken, just in this little example here, he's better at close combat, but he's more of a in-betweener. You can use him in either way, but yeah, some Pokemon are more beneficial in the field phase where you can do more far-range attacks, like Braixen and Gardevoir, and then there's also Pokemon who benefit in the dual phase, which more close combat fighting, like Machamp and kind of Blaziken and Lucario. So that is a really interesting concept. I like the transitions. They're very smooth and they're not annoying. Switching from phase to phase is very seamless. You notice it because it changes the course of the battle, but it's not in an annoying way of where you have to change everything. But yeah, the move sets and all that, they change a bit from mode to mode, but it's not that severe, and you definitely get the hang of it. The controls themselves are pretty easy to figure out. There's range attacks for every Pokemon, even if they're not a ranged fighter. Every Pokemon has a range attack. They have close combat hits, and every Pokemon has a burst scale limit thing, and once you reach your limit, there's this little gauge in the bottom left you'll see in a second here, Blaziken versus Garchomp. Now, once that little gauge is full, you get to go into your burst mode. Any Pokemon that can Mega Evolve will be in their Mega state, so Blaziken, Garchomp, Gengar, Sceptile, those type of Pokemon, they'll Mega Evolve at this point. Then you can also use your Ultimate Burst move, which is some really cool combos. You'll probably see when I think in this match coming up. But yeah, you see that in the bottom left, that pink thing that's filling up. Once that's filled up, Blaziken will Mega Evolve and have the ability to go into this ultimate move that does a ton of damage. So it's really powerful. Also, the mode itself gives you a bit of an advantage and gives your moves a bit of a buff, and it's a pretty noticeable buff too. It's not like some little thing. Your moves get a lot stronger. You get faster. As you can see right now, I'm Mega Evolved, and that's my ultimate move. I missed, but as you can see right there, my speed and I think my attack too got boosted a bit, so I'm kind of just going in. So yeah, I think that's really cool. I like how they incorporate it. And if your favorite Pokemon in this game does not Mega Evolve, don't worry. You still get the same good buffs. I said boofs. You still get the same powers It's just you don't get as fancy Mega Evolving particles. Other than that, other fighting things I really like. I think the shielding is a bit overpowered. I think you can block a little bit too much. I think maybe the shield should get nerfed a bit, just because I've noticed I've done like Brave Birds and Blaze kicks for like a minute straight and the shield is still up, and even when I break the shield, it's not like Smash Bros where you get like confused and you can't move. It's just you can't shield for a few seconds. So I think the shielding, besides being a bit overpowered, is done well. You get to shield pretty quickly, and it makes it so Pokemon like Machamp can't just kill you in a couple hits, because some Pokemon in here are very, very powerful. It's just they have weak defenses, or there's something to compensate for it. There's also this little, I don't forget what it is, but it's like kind of like a block where you survive through hits and then you kind of like explode. I don't know what the exact name of it is, but I like that. There's also a leveling up system, so you get to level up your Pokemon just like you can do in regular Pokemon. All your Pokemon start level 1, and once you bring them into some matches, they'll eventually gain some experience and then level up, and you can choose to do it between attack, defense, synergy, and strategy, and there's some different attributes you can help yourself there. But as you can see, there are support Pokemon. They picked some pretty cool ones. Some of the support Pokemon I kind of wish were in the game themselves. Like, what was it? I think Yveltal would have been pretty cool. I think it would have been a bit too powerful. But maybe even one of the Evolutions I would have really liked in the game. There's Umbreon, Espeon, Sylveon. All of those I think would have been pretty good candidates for this game. But sadly, there's only 16 Pokemon in this game, which isn't a bad number. It's just a relatively small number when you look at the number of Pokemon. There's 721 Pokemon, and only 16 of them are Pokemon you can play as in the game. So I guess if you look at it like that, it's small, but if you look at any other fighter, it's a pretty good amount. And it's also pretty good because a lot of Pokemon have way different moves. And I don't mean just like different moves themselves, but different ways to use moves and different combos. Honestly, whenever I go from one Pokemon to the other, I do really bad at first because you get so used to playing as one Pokemon, the others just don't feel the same because they all play a lot differently. So that's why I advise, when you get the game, or if you already have it, definitely pick a Pokemon to stick with. You can go around and play as different ones, but definitely have one Pokemon you're really sure of and you know how to play, because they definitely feel different. I'm really stuck between 3 right now. Sceptile, Braixen, and Blaziken are my 3 favorites. There's one Pokemon, though, that I really wish was in this game. 2 Pokemon. One of them I think was obvious that should have been in the game, and I'm surprised it isn't. Oh, real quick, look at the game right now. Braixen, he's pretty weak, or she, is pretty weak close combat-wise, but as you can see, I just spammed Fire Blast over and over again. So, yeah, some Pokemon definitely have their powers, and some of them definitely have their weaknesses, too. And here's one of the ultimate moves that you can see right there. And you can shield the ultimate moves, which makes it a bit less overpowered. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Swampert should have definitely been in this game. Okay, Sceptile and Blaziken, 2 out of 3 of the Hoenn starters are in there, but Swampert isn't. There are at least 30% of this game are fire Pokemon. You have Blaziken, Braixen, Charizard, I think I'm missing one, but there's lots and lots of, Chandelure, there's lots of fire Pokemon, that's a 4th, there's, I think, 26 types, I don't know, I'm a huge fan of Pokemon, but I don't know, everything, specifically, but there are tons and tons of types, but there's only one, there's a lot of, Pokemon that are kind of in there, there's, Gengar's more primarily Ghost, but it's also Poison. Lucario is fighting primarily, but also steel. But a lot of types just kind of got snubbed, and I think water was one of them. 30 to 40% of the Pokemon I think in the world, there's a huge population of water Pokemon, but there's only one water Pokemon in this game, and that's Suicune. So I think Swampert would have definitely been a good candidate for this game. Another Pokemon I think that should have really been in this game is Lopunny. Lopunny is one of my favorite Pokemon, if not my favorite. And she just, like, fits completely in this category of kind of more humanized Pokemon. And, I don't know, I just see it as being a really cool fighter. Hopefully there might be DLC. I think if the sales are good enough, they might introduce DLC. I can really see there being potential DLC. So I really hope that happens because Lopunny and Swampert are definitely on top of my list. And maybe an evolution like Vaporeon or one of those that aren't really in the game that much type-wise. Yeah, there's also Charizard right there, like you can see. Charizard, I would have expected a lot of people using, but I haven't seen many Charizards. It could have just been my luck, but as you can see, 4 fighters on the field right there. Ninetales, Finnegan, Charizard, and Braixen. There's just way too many fires in this game. Not saying that's a bad thing. Fire is my 4th favorite type, if you want to get specific, but it's just a little way too many. I am kind of running out of time. Sorry, I've been talking way too much about the fighting, because the fighting is just so good. The graphics, as you can see, run very, very well. I thought the game would have lagged really bad, and I thought the internet connection would have been really bad. Seriously, guys, this game, you get in a match in less than 5 seconds. It's really nice. You get to start a match, end a match in a matter of 3-4 minutes, and then get in another one in 5. So, yeah, the lag is not bad at all in this game, and I thought it would have been. It's not at all. Other than that, there's also character customization, which it's pretty good. I don't think I've ran into 2 completely similar characters yet, so I think they did a pretty good job. You can customize your hair, your outfit, hair color, eye color, face a bit. You can't have facial hair, which I saw a lot of people on Twitter were complaining about. I can see that, though. You can't really do that in Pokemon X and Y either, so it is what it is. There's also a single player, which I've kind of tapped into. It's how you unlock the support characters, I believe. So I'm going to have to finish that eventually. But it's basically like a Pokemon League. You have to beat a ton of other Pokemon. And it's actually pretty easy from what I've played so far. But that's how you unlock a lot of your things. So there's that. There's also a 2-player mode. You can play with your friend that's also in the room. One of you get the gamepad, one of you get the TV. I haven't tried that out, but I'm sure it runs well if online can run well. I'm trying to think what else I'm missing here. There's amiibo cards. It comes with 1 amiibo card, and I'm thinking that might be how they distribute DLC characters, because there's Dark Mewtwo that can be added to the game via the amiibo card that comes with the game. I'm trying to think what else is in this game. I think I've mentioned about everything. So yeah, I rate this game. I'm going to try to rate every game. I've only played, for about 15 hours. I've had the game ever since 2 days ago, and I've been playing way too much. But I rate it a 9 out of 10. I think it's great. So yeah, I definitely recommend go buy this game today. This is Niko Amii. For more Pokemon, Nintendo, and all that gameplay, and commentary and news and all that stuff and reviews, please make sure to subscribe. I rate this a 9 out of 10. Great. It's probably one of the most addicting, most fun fighting games I've ever played. And that it's Pokemon makes it that much better. So yeah, thank you for watching. See